At this point, I think that Hasan fans will excuse anything he does because they're legit. If you go on Twitter, go on his Reddit, the Hasan Reddit, and you will see people legitimately admitting to animal abuse in order to defend him. And what I mean by that is saying like, oh, I use a dog collar, or I use a shock collar too, or of course I'm going to use a spike chain with my pit bull. Like, what? That makes no sense. But yeah, that convinced me that his fans will literally excuse anything that he does. Even Taylor Lorenz, but of course we know that because she's a big old Hasan simp. But this is DMs between somebody and Taylor where they're showing a bunch of proof or a bunch of receipts that have come out that people are saying is proof that it was a shock collar, or proof that he hid that it was a shock collar when he showed the collar. And immediately, I don't have that right now, but immediately Taylor Lorenz was insulting them. Like immediately, like doing the whole, oh my God, I'm so sorry that you have your Hasan derangement syndrome. Like, I hope you get help. That kind of thing, right? But what irritated me is she said also, almost all dog trainers recommend shock collars and choke collars. That doesn't mean anything. And I just, Taylor, show me. Give me the names of these dog trainers. Like, we already know one because it's Hasan's dog trainer, according to somebody else who had that dog trainer, and I'll show you that. But show me the names of all these dog trainers that recommend for you to use a shock collar, because that's abuse, okay? I don't care if it's legal to buy one, because the government hasn't really cared too much about animal abuse and getting things really nailed in there when it comes to animal abuse, which I think is disgusting. But the point is, anybody that recommends a shock collar is recommending abuse. You are physically harming your dog in order to get it to listen to you. And that's abuse. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your dog is supposed to be to you. I don't care if it's a show dog. I don't care if it's like a gaming dog. I don't know. I don't care. If you use a shock collar on your animal, that is abuse. And any trainer that recommends using a shock collar needs to not be a dog trainer. Okay? Don't pay that trainer. Get away from that trainer. You know what? An excellent way to train any animal. You can train your cats. I've trained my cats this way. It's positive reinforcement. Okay? Like, here's something I want you to do. And once you do it, here's a treat. That's an excellent way. That's the recommended way. Also, Taylor, I did tweet at her and I showed her a bunch of articles where they said like shock collars, barbaric, ineffective, and unacceptable. You know, what are you doing saying that this is recommended? Here's from the BC SPCA, the shocking truth about electronic collars. Okay. Nobody should be recommending this. But again, Hasan's dog trainer apparently did. So here's a streamer, Lacey. I guess I've never watched them, but they apparently had the same dog trainer as Hasan.
Yeah, Chad, my dog does go to the same trainer as Hasan, but he asked me if I wanted to use an e-collar, and I said no. Like when he first trained Milo, like a few months ago, he asked if I wanted to use the e-collar, and I told him no.
Wow. Why would he tell him no? I don't know, because it's a good thing not to abuse your dog in order to get them to listen to you? Maybe? I don't know. But apparently, Hasan's great dog trainer that's so good recommends using shock collars. What is up with that? That person should not be a dog trainer. I want them removed as a dog trainer. Like, I don't know who they are. I'm not going to look into it. I don't do that whole, like, oh, I'm going to get you fired kind of thing. I don't agree with that. However, that dog trainer should not be a dog trainer. But anyway, some of the things that person was showing Taylor was this, that he taped up the back. He took off the prongs and then taped up the back so that you couldn't see the holes from where the prongs used to be. And they showed him, like, here's the picture, the original. And then they upped the brightness and turned down the contrast. And you could already see, like, what is that? That's obviously tape, right? You can already see it's tape. But yeah, like, obviously tape. Obviously he taped it up. Why'd you tape it up? Why did it take you that long? Why did it take you a whole nother day to show? Because you were still streaming after the situation. You were still streaming that day and saw that people were accusing you of abusing your dog that day, but you didn't take the collar off of her and show it then. You waited to the following day to show it. Why? So you can take off the prongs and tape it up so that nobody knows, so that when you show it, people think that it's a regular dog collar and not a shock collar. And what's funny is his fans are literally like, oh my God, no. Like, he didn't tape it up. You guys are stupid. But, like, how do you deny that? I don't know. This looks like pretty good evidence to me. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion, I guess. This looks like pretty damn good evidence to me. But it's also more evidence than his fans use to go after other people. Okay? This is everything, from the video, from this to past. I'm not going to show you, but there is a video out there showing Hasan with a different dog, a dog that he used to have at the park, and he pulls the dog by the tail. I'm not going to show it because it's disgusting. Okay? And then, like, it's like, if you run, I'm gonna effing kill you. I'm so serious. And people are like, oh my God, it's a joke. But his fans would use less than that to go after somebody they didn't like. And yet they're excusing it. And I know. Oh my God, Hasan fans being hypocrites. Who would have known? I know. But it's still frustrating whenever they do it. Okay? It's still very frustrating whenever they do it. And then you got, like, oh, these simps. This person saying, if Hasan was abusing his dog, why does she act so well and is so obedient, so well trained? Abused dogs don't follow their owners. They act out. They misbehave. Are you kidding me? I've seen abused animals. Like, I'm in LA, okay? So there's a bunch of homeless people, okay? And there's a bunch of homeless people with animals, okay? That they, like, just keep tied up, right? And that are obviously malnourished. I call every time to report. I don't know what happens after that because they don't tell me if they do anything. But I've seen it. These dogs, if they get out, like if they get loose, they will come right back. Because we don't deserve dogs. And dogs are so incredibly, stupidly loyal to whoever it is that's taking care of them the longest. Okay? You can get any dog. Okay? And, like, get a dog, they'll become loyal to you. They'll be sad if they lose you. Okay? We don't deserve dogs. But this person's an idiot. But also, this person is apparently, like, a massive, massive simp. She literally said that Hasan can put a shock collar on her, and it's gross. Like, this person is beyond sane, okay? This is an insane Hasan fan, okay? This is a person that Hasan says, like, don't do that because that's why people hate me kind of thing. Like, that's what his excuse was for why people hated him, was because, like, the simps. I don't know. But that person's crazy. Like, and also completely wrong. But yeah, so Hasan also made a statement, after he showed his collar, and stuff, he made a statement to the Philip DeFranco show, about it. So I'll play it just to be fair, okay?
As far as Hasan's response here, I actually reached out for a comment and reaction. Brains with that, he called this one of the most insane brigades he's ever seen. Then adding, I rewatched the video and I totally get why people are angry. I should have instantly gone over to check on her. I was in full panic mode over the internet going out and the stream crashing, and I take total accountability for that.
Like, if you're so stressed out about your stream that you take it out on your dog, then you don't deserve a dog. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. Like, I'm glad that you acknowledge how bad it looks, but as I showed in my last video, that's not the first time he's gotten really frustrated at her for nothing. Okay, it's not the first time. So I'm assuming this happens often. Okay, and I'm not gonna go and watch multiple 10-hour Hasan streams to find out for a fact. I'm just gonna assume because you did it twice. You lost your cool on your dog for no reason twice. Okay, but let's carry on.
And then also talking about the allegations around the collar, as well as the allegations that he shocked the dog. Regarding the collar, he said, I have a bunch of different collars for her, including a vibrating collar for communicating with her over a long distance when she's at the park, etc. Saying she was professionally trained to be off leash. That collar can't actually shock her. Adding, I didn't press anything, I didn't have any remote or anything with me. And then regarding his dog yelping, he said, I don't know what happened, but I assume it was her clipping her dew nail on the corner while...
By the way, I think now, this is just assumption. This is just me throwing something out there, but I'm pretty sure that his Reddit came up with this excuse before he did. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of times when Hasan gets into deep shit, that he takes the excuses from his Reddit fans and uses it. But I'm pretty freaking sure if you time everything out between the Reddit post, the first Reddit post that gave the dew claw excuse, and when he did it on stream, that he got it from, that the Reddit post came first. Pretty sure. Can't say for a fact. Not gonna check into it.
Following the place command, but I get why it looks horrible to a person who's seeing this interaction for the first time. And then regarding people saying, the dog's just there in the background, or maybe even the dog is forced to be there, he said Kaya is an incredibly well-trained dog and super well taken care of. She gets 2 hours of activity in the morning at the park and then another hour-long walk in the afternoon with my mom. With Hasan then adding, her place command is there so she doesn't lay on the hard ground and hurt her joints as a big dog, but she is free to do whatever. And saying people have been sequencing minor infractions to make up their own insane narratives about this. And adding, anyone that knows me or has been around me can vouch for how I spend every waking moment with my dog and how much I love her and take care of her. But ultimately, that's where we are.
So again, saying it's a vibration collar, not a shock collar, and that dog is scared. That dog is scared to come off her bed. Okay? Go look at the clip again. Look at the dog. She's scared. She's looking at him as she slowly tries to get off the bed. And before he even gives her a chance to see if she wanted water or see if she just wanted to stretch her legs, he's immediately like, place, get back to your place, fucking prop dog. Like, Jesus Christ. But also, so she only gets like 3 hours of outside time? I don't know. Like, great. You give her 2 hours in the morning and then your mom takes her out for another hour in the afternoon. What about nighttime? Like, she only gets 3 hours? My cats get more outside time than that. And they're inside cats. Okay? We just have a catio. All right? Like, they get more outside time than that. And we have a balcony that we let them on. And, like, you're telling me your big dog, that you're so afraid of her joints, like, that you won't let her lay on the cool floor because of her joints. You're telling me she only gets 3 hours of walking time, like outside time, and for the rest of the time she's laying down? What? That makes no sense. She's a big dog, okay? And if you're afraid of her joints, she needs a little bit more than just 3 hours. I don't know. Everything lines up to me to that Hasan is abusive to his dog, in my opinion, by my standards. Okay? And by a lot of people's standards. But let's just go by my standards. Okay? Hasan is abusive to his dog. She only gets 3 hours a day. She's barely, like, if she tries to move from her bed, he makes her go back. He gets frustrated with her over nothing. And, like, that's another thing. If you're getting frustrated with your dog without her doing something worth getting frustrated and yelling at her about, what does that teach her? That teaches her that she can't do anything right. I'm so sad for Kaya. Okay, and I'm 100% free Kaya movement. Okay, because you're just yelling at, like, a dog. A dog is even more intuitive than a cat, okay? Like I said, my cats are trained. My cats are trained, like, you can't just do, oh, here's a treat after you do the thing. You know, they do the thing, like, and then you pet them. Like, you can't ask them to do it. I've trained them by, once they do something that I like for them to do, then I give them something to kind of train them that gets you do that, you get this kind of situation. Whereas dogs, you like sit, and until they sit, then you give it kind of thing. It doesn't work. Anyways, I went on a tangent. Dogs are more intuitive. So you yelling at her just for getting off the bed, not even far, is so sad you obviously happens so often because she turned right around and got right back on that bed, hurried to get back on that bed. Okay? Like, she was so afraid to get off of it. That is horrible. It's a horrible, horrible look. Anyways, once again, we don't deserve dogs. And Hasan definitely doesn't deserve Kaya. And that's all I have for you. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.